So what do you see there, Teresa?
It's a tractor with the teeth behind it.
A what?
A lot
Cheese?
of teeth. A lot of teeth. Teeth.
Okay. Here's something you don't see very often. We're going to chisel plow. At least Dad is. Me and Teresa are going to go get some seed. So you can point that camera at me, and I'll talk into it.
So buggy.
Anyway, weather is finally starting to break here. It's warming up. We're supposed to get like almost 80 today, then 80 something tomorrow, then 80 upper 80s the day after. He's got to get through this bridge, so pointing at that. This bridge is really narrow. Now he has not chisel plowed in I don't know how many years.
Holy shit, can you fit?
Yeah, he's good. Go for it. You're good. You're good.
Oh my god, it's so tight.
Mm-hmm. That's what she said.
It's like an Asian fit.
It's good. He's golden. And he's never really done anything with this tractor other than rake some hay. So we'll see how he makes out. So anyways, what we're chisel plowing for is we're going to put an annual rye and Kentucky 31. I would have normally had it in about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. But this year is not normal as most people know. So anyway, he said this morning, get me hooked up to a chisel plow and I'll go down there. Now, I'm telling you, when I say my father hasn't chisel plowed, he hasn't chisel plowed since I bought the 5020. And I bought the 5020 in 1993. 1993. So, first thing I bought was the 5020 and a grain drill, a John Deere 8300. And I sold that a few years ago now. It's been a while. Probably 10 years ago now. So, anyway, yeah. So now he's going to have a new experience. We sprayed this ground down here to kill off any of the broadleaf weeds that we've got. And we're not even sure whether he's going to be able to do much with the chisel plow. It might be a little muddy yet. But if we break it up, tomorrow we'll be able to disc it and get this seed in the ground. We'll roll that in.
Cool.
So yeah. Love that stop. What do they call that? A stoptional stop. That's how that works. Now I bought that chisel plow. Christ, I must have bought that chisel plow 15 years ago. I paid $1,200. I'm sure it was $1,200 for it. They're pretty antique and very small, but as you can see by the bridge and the road, we're pretty well maximum with this, on these roads for the size of the 3-point chisel plow. Now, I would buy a folding chisel plow, which could get me out to, say, 18 feet with this tractor if I wanted to. And they would fold up. And, I think it's a 14 shank. What do we got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 shank. 12 shank chisel plow. Yeah. So, it'll do the job. It's an antique way of doing things. It's better than moldboarding as far as speed, but each type of plow has its pros and its cons. But I'm not going into heavy tillage right now, so in my life, so we're not even going to worry about it. He's going to go in here. I'm going to finish eating my tuna fish sandwich that was so kindly supplied by Miss Teresa Mungaya, and with the old 4430 and the 4450, that thing didn't pick up nearly as high as it does with the 7530. So he'd be tearing the ground up, going around corners with it.
Okay, so which ground is he gonna tear up?
Back here.
Oh, the one with the mold one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Weren't we talking about that this morning?
That was yesterday. We were talking about that yesterday. Yeah. And we pick up your daughter.
Yeah. Did you get a little dessert or something?
Banana chips.
Oh, cool. Let me put the top on my Yeti mug. My Yeti container.
Who's this?
This belongs to another guy. He's actually a cousin of mine.
I think I saw him one time.
Michael Gross.
He got some boo-boo on that sections over there.
Yeah, well, that's no-till after soybeans. So he had, I think it was Yeah, that was soybeans. The deer are just horrible down here. Horrible down.
This is where there's a pears on it last year. I've been picking them up.
I don't think there was any pears down here.
Yeah, there is over there. There's a pear tree over there by the
Oh,
way.
yes, I see. It's all in bloom right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, you can shut that off and we'll catch up to him when he hits the field. Hang on, personally.
Okay, we're recording.
It's going to be a mess. We're making a mess.
Let's see. So how do you chisel plow? Is there any particular side sections or how you do it? Like round curves and all?
Watch. Now he's going to get that thing down. Oh, look at the smoke. Take off in that damn IVT transmission. He needs to go deeper. He's just got to set the plow up. You see all these dead spots here?
Yeah, I see them.
We're only doing a spot replant on this field. So, here, let me have that camera. I'm going to shut this off and get out.
Recording.
Cool. All right. So the plan is to spot plant this field. This field's a pain in the ass. Last year, this was where I made the video where the baler was on fire. And it's a fairly large field. It's like, I don't know, I want to say it's like 28 acres. And, wow, the ground is turning up really nice. I really don't care that there's clods of grass here. This is like Orchard and Kentucky 31. But whatever that mold was in here last year, it took out all of my disease-resistant Kentucky 31. It just destroyed it. So we killed the grass that was there, and any of the broadleaf weeds with a broadleaf weed killer, 2,4-D, and we've decided that we're going to put in a new seeding of Kentucky 31 and annual rye, so that we actually get a crop off of it yet this summer. So he'll get that thing figured out. This ground is actually really soft. I'm surprised. So what he's going to do is he's going to chisel this up, and then we're going to come in with a disc harrow and fix these spots in this field, because it's not worth totally destroying the farm, the whole field, for just this one little area here. And she don't seem to care. There it is. And he's new to this tractor, so it just seems like it's going to take him a little bit to get going on it. You know, it's just like anything else. Once you figure it out, you fall in love, and he will. He'll be okay. So he's going to drop that sucker down and hit that. No, that tractor just doesn't care. I got to tell you, that tractor just doesn't care. And we'll go take a look at the soil conditions. Now, this morning we went down to a field to pick up bales of hay, and it was so incredibly wet that we couldn't even pick bales of hay up off of a pile of hay, stacked hay. So if you're new to farming, or you don't understand what this is down here, you can tell if your ground is ready by, this is perfect for chisel plowing. We're not too damp to do that, but it is still, believe it or not, a little too damp to run over. Almost too damp to run over with a disc harrow, because this is how you do this. You grab a chunk. Got a lot of flora and fauna growing in here. This is perfect. I could hit this with a disc and it'll level it out real nice. If you get a fistful of dirt and you squeeze it as tight as you can, and it stays in that ball, you can bounce it. I mean, we're borderline to making mud balls, but seems like he's doing an okay job. By the time I get back with the seed, this will be ready to disc up. That's really actually quite nice. I see a lot of worm activity, which is nice. I don't have any problems there. All kinds of insects. I do not use insecticides. He's taxing it a bit. Those clumps, they'll be fine. I'm going to roll this with the disc harrow, or the roller harrow, when I'm done. So I'm going to disc it up, get it nice and leveled out, and then these clods and stuff here, they'll be rolled down with the roller harrow. Yep. I might have to, I got some parts I need to get for mine, so it's a Brilliant. And I got to go get the number. I need bearings and studs for it, but that tractor seems to do its job. It don't care. I don't know what speed he's going, but I never went that fast with the 4430. Or even the 4320 or the 4450. And I don't even think I chisel plowed that fast with the 4960. Nice. Things are going good. Going good. Anyway, got enough bullshit in here. I'm going to get on with my day. Such a pretty girl I have. So anyways, I'm trying to explain to Teresa chisel plowing. We're spot chisel plowing, which is not something I normally would do. But I've already got seed in the ground here last year, but we had Japanese beetle larvae came in and cut the roots on the grass that's here. Plus, this land is pretty piss poor. It was neglected for many, many years by the previous farmer. And it just seems like every ounce of fertilizer that I put on here is used up within 6 months of putting it down. And there's a threshold in which you can put fertilizer down and get a return. So anyways, after the Japanese beetles came in and destroyed it, not last year, but the year before, was it last year? It was last year. I had Cody in here this past spring, not this spring, but last spring 2017, and he drilled Kentucky 31 in here, just plain old Kentucky 31, and you can see the lines if you look. You see them right there to the right? Right there.
I can see it.
Okay, well, you can see the lines from what we had, but the Japanese beetle larvae, they were still in the soil, and they came on like gangbusters, and they literally destroyed a pretty good area of the top of the field. Now this field has had a lot of lime on it. I've put a lot of lime on it over the years, and the last time I did a pH, I was actually alkaline because I had put so much lime on. We were at 7.2, which is a whole well, 7530's grunting, man. This ground is hard. This is actually where the lime pile was, though. It was right in this area. So maybe the root health, or not the root health, the health of the soil had something to do with the Japanese beetle larvae thriving. But anyway, with that being said, what we're doing is we're just going to do approximately, there's probably going to be only about 3 acres of grass that's going to be replaced here. So, and I got all the fertilizer that needs to be on. Timothy's coming back with another dose of potash and sulfate. That'll get me on this field approximately, let me think here, approximately a little over 300 pounds of potash to the acre, because I was putting 150 pounds to the acre of potash and sulfur, so it'd be 300 pounds of the product that I was using. And that'll probably get this grass to grow really good. Dad put 20 units of nitrogen down, and yeah, so that's what we're doing. It may look half-assed, but it's kind of necessary. If I was to roll this entire field over, if I was to roll this and, get the moldboard plows out and roll the whole thing over and do it the prescribed way, because we are so late in the season, I'm not going to get anything out of it. So what I'm putting here is Kentucky 31 and annual ryegrass. I know a lot of people don't like annual ryegrass because it becomes a weed if you're not careful. Well, I like annual ryegrass. I want that stuff to grow every year, every single year. And if you look out in here, you'll see a different color grass out in front there. That is reed canary grass that I put in 3 years ago, and it just never took off. I think the seed that I bought was dead, and that happens with reed canary grass. If you buy seed, reed canary grass seed, and it was not harvested the year that you are putting it down, it will be dead by next spring. Here comes Timothy. So yeah, so the year, if you're going to plant reed canary grass in, say, September of 2018, it needs to be harvested in, say, July of 2018, because by October that seed is actually dead. Don't let anybody tell you anything any different, because I've got a lot of experience with this stuff. And buying dead seed is something that happens a lot with reed canary grass. Guys just don't realize that it was dead when they put it in. They just felt that they had an unsuccessful stand. So this is just me ranting and raving while I'm running this 12 shank chisel plow. Mr. Jim's going to come in, and he's going to put fertilizer on this whole entire field again, because it just needs it. One year I had soybeans on this field, and I planted the beans, and they came up yellow, like yellow as the wheels on a John Deere tractor. And okay, got yellow beans. Pulled a leaf sample off, and they're like, "There's absolutely no potassium in this plant." So I was like, "Well, what do you do about that?" And they're like, "Well, this year nothing." I was like, "Oh yeah? Well, if there's no potash in the plant, there's no potash in the soil." So I went and I bought 1,500 pounds of potash, and I put it on this 7-acre field. I dumped it on this field and the field up front. The middle field didn't need it. I mean, I douched it on. It looked like it was just pouring out. It was actually coming out of the spreader so fast, I opened the gate all the way up and just dumped it on. When I stopped on the corners, it was still spewing fertilizer over the gate. It wouldn't shut off. So anyway, I put that on, and the beans greened up, and I did end up with a respectable 45, the bees have got him, 45 bushels to the acre. I think the bees got him. Yep, the bees got him. He's got pissed off bees.
He's inside the tractor. How did the bees get in there?
No, they're not in the tractor. You want to go ask him if him and the bee, who's pissed off, him or the bees? Let's see.
Why did you not skip her?
Where?
Right there, right there.
I'll fix the headlamps. I should speed up and slow down the drop rate of the track of the 3-point hitch, but I didn't. I can do that. I can do that here. Will you just get in the damn tractor? Okay. Alright, let's stop here. You know what? The bee guy was just here and pissed them all off.
Was he?
Yeah. They're all just flew over your head. It's shit. Alright, well, you better get in there and get moving. Once you get moving, they'll fly out. Don't swat at them. That's what pisses them off. Swatting at them.
Oh, they were trying to get in my face.
Stop swatting at them.
I wasn't swatting at them. They just came right in my face.
Okay. Well, guess what? You're not swelling up, are you?
No, it fucking hurts.
Yeah, I know. They go for the best places, don't they?
What?
They go for the best places, don't they? I love bees. Okay, let's go.